Welcome to Penny Flow, where we talk about money, wealth, investing, and management. And, in today's video we will be talking about the top 10 personal finance rules. Please, make sure you stay tuned to the end of this video. What have you been told about personal finance? Credit, investing, money management. The world keeps telling us to get educated, get a job, and it's all going to be fine. But, sadly, it isn't that fast. For you to succeed in the world, you need to know a lot more about money than what school will give you forever. Personal finance forms the basis for all success stories, to save you from the hustle and bustle of having to learn from your mistakes. Top 10 Personal Finance Rules. Number 1. College debt isn't 100% necessary. Contrary to what everybody assumes, that student loans go hand in hand with a college degree. You don't even need to get one to achieve the latter. 85% of new graduates complain about the heavy school debts and the lump of money they start working immediately to pay it off. It's not necessarily a necessity to get these loans to pursue your degree. You might also attend part-time training, work while you study, enroll in more affordable training, graduate quickly, or start your journey at a community college. However, we're not suggesting that a debt-free education should be the goal of everybody. In some cases, it could be worth it. If you're set to start a high-paying career path, then a few $1,000s shouldn't get in the way. Number 2. Rules of insurance. If there is someone who is financially dependent on you, then you need to get life insurance. This may be your child, partner, or parent. It is easier to get a term policy rather than a life insurance, as you get coverage whenever the need arises. But, if no one relies on you financially, and the money-saving policy. In addition to life insurance, get insurance for other aspects and properties that you own. This covers your vehicle, house, costly properties, and health. Take your time before selecting a business to insure with different rates and features available. Number 3. Budgeting basics. Budgeting is really important in life, but in school, you won't learn much about it. Unfortunately, not understanding the fundamentals of budgeting while in school will leave you disadvantaged right after graduation, particularly once you move out. Not knowing how to handle bills and establishing the difference between wants and needs will lead to one enduring difficulty after another. But, let's face it, as much as it is necessary to budget, no one really likes to track every single penny they use. What you can do instead is what we refer to as tactical budgeting. This includes making schedules and strategies for a long period. For example, for the next 6 months, you can identify what you need each month and create a budget with the needs, wants, and associated costs. Number 4. Buying your first home. If you want to purchase a home, you need to save up to 20% of the down payment value. If you don't, you're going to be forced to pay private mortgage insurance, which might dent your account. What you're not going to learn in school is that, while higher mortgage payments can be painful, it may be worth the financial trade-off between spending more money now and waiting to save up the 20% deposit. The appreciation estate has risen as we look at macroeconomic conditions in the U.S. throughout the past decade, yet the wage level have stayed static, so it makes it impractical to start saving 20% of the home value, as it would only increase dramatically over the years. The rule behind this is whether you have the potential to save the money within at least 5 years comfortably. Number 5. Compound interest. Time is the one thing that any young person has as an advantage over everyone else. While they cannot automatically reach their financial goals, when it comes to saving, they have an upper hand. All they need to do is tap into the compound interest forces by putting aside small pieces of money in a high-interest account. Young people may accumulate great wealth that will compound over and over again. The first choice, $3,000, and the second, a penny that doubles in value every other day. If anyone gave you 2 choices, most people will prefer the first choice, but if you do the math, the second option would be worth -$10 million after just 30 days. If that's not enough to encourage you to take advantage of this great opportunity to increase your wealth, then I don't know what it's going to be. Number 6. Emergency Fund. You may never have heard of a school emergency fund. The latest figures indicate that up to 40% of Americans do not have the funds to cover a $400 emergency. This is a disturbing statistic that just highlights how people neglect the value of an emergency fund. What if you lost your job today? Will you have enough cash to cover your expenses? The golden rule is to save up somewhere for 6 months of expenses, but we recommend that if you can do more, the better. Number 7. Credit secrets. Most young people end up with their first credit cards right after they max them out. They then end up with a life full of debt, where they are expected to pay large chunks of interest rates, and in some situations, this results in late payments that may negatively impact them. What most people don't know is the value of credit scores and keeping a great credit history, but they will also be aware of the secrets of schools that paid more attention to educating them on the life of this life. Here's what you need to know. One of the most important aspects of your financial health is your credit score, and it generally defines your financial status as an adult. With a correct score, it's much easier to purchase a home, get a car, get a business loan, and make it much easier in the future to achieve other milestones. We can no longer ignore the importance of credit. Most people think it's a mistake to get a credit card, but it's very important to build your credit score. Let me give you a good example. So I have a friend named Paul. Just like other people, after graduating from school, he resisted having a credit card for most of his young years. Doesn't sound like a major issue, right? But when he started searching for a home to purchase and a vehicle, since his credit statement had not been created, he could not get any loan accepted. Here's how it works. When you get a credit card and use it, financial institutions record all your purchases and interest payments. They will allocate a score to your name, based on your efficiency. Now when you go searching for a loan, that score will decide whether you will get a loan. Number 8. Taxes. Taxes are such a wide-ranging topic that school taxes are hardly ever discussed. If you want to be on the right side of the law, it is important to understand how they work. Learn how to measure the tax rate and figure out how much money you will be left with when you get your first paycheck or make any profits from your business. This will help you decide whether a job offer will suit your financial needs and what the best pricing plan for your goods or service will be. For example, after tax deductions, a salary of $35,000 a year in Manhattan, New York would leave you with only $26,399. Also, pay attention to the marginal tax rate that affects your increase. An increase of $35,000 to $41,000 a year, for example, would not give you an additional $500 a month, but $345. Make a habit of preparing the tax returns yourself. There is a lot of confusion and poor advice out there. Number 9. Save. They will teach you to save at least 10% of your income at school, but let's be truthful here. This is not enough to retire on. Well, unless you make millions. For those of us with a daily paycheck, a good amount of savings would be around 25 to 40%. We're not suggesting that 10% is worthless. It might be a fantastic starting point to create your muscle savings. To save more, minimize expenses and unnecessary costs. Number 10. Protect your health. Without insurance, the knee will cost thousands of dollars. If you find it difficult to meet your monthly health costs, then what will happen? If you end up in the emergency room, you may end up having to borrow money to pay for your medical expenses, burdening other people who have plans. Doesn't it sound right? Often, taking care of your health will save you a lot of cash. This includes eating the right foods, keeping a healthy weight, exercising regularly, not drinking alcohol, and heavy use of other additives. You don't want to be sorry, so guard your health today. What personal finance tips do you prefer and would you start practicing today? Leave your thoughts in the comment.